Now, the hardware is pretty simple. This microphone, which you're seeing, it's the Neumann U87Ai. My audio interface right here is the Universal Audio Apollo Twin X. And even more than that, this room, this entire room, is acoustically treated. I built 8 panels, wood frames, rock wool insulation. I've done everything possible in this room to try and soften the reflections of my voice hitting the walls and then eventually getting back into this microphone. I guess what I'm telling you right off the top here is the disclaimer. My favorite dynamic microphone for vocal applications is this, the RE20. I know there's a lot of SM7B fans out there, but I really like the sound of the RE20. I may use and prefer this microphone in more long-form narration situations, if you were recording an audiobook, if you were recording several hours of dialogue to be played back. I do feel like what this microphone picks up is less harsh on the ear than a condenser. I mean, it does have condenser-like qualities, this microphone, especially the top and bottom end, but it's not as fatiguing on the ear. It's a combination of the hardware, the software, and the settings. I'm trying to achieve this certain sound for live streaming and YouTube videos. I want something to sound good on a phone speaker, but I also want it to sound good on a car stereo or a home entertainment system, kind of a broad range of what I'm searching for here. So I should tell you, number one, that my objectives in this sound and the settings I'll share, they are custom tailored to my voice, but they're also to try and get that full broadcasty type sound. But going back to this microphone, I know it's one of the most popular right now out there for YouTubers, for podcasters, and it makes a lot of sense. It's a dynamic, it works in less than optimal rooms, ones that are not treated, ones where, sounds reflect off the walls, it's a bit echoey. Here in my home studio, and you can see it here, my everyday driver is the Neumann U87Ai. That's a condenser microphone for me and this setup. It's exactly what I'm looking for. And I also have a separate vocal chain for it, which is also a different video here on my channel. This microphone has become my go-to for live streaming in remote situations. It's actually packed away in a Pelican case most of the time. I use this mostly with my PreSonus Revelator IO24 interface. I've got a whole separate video on that here on my channel. But I thought it may be valuable because some of you have this mic or this interface and you want to use them together. I'll show you the settings that I've optimized in just a second. But first, 2 kind of disclaimers. Number one is that this room is entirely treated. So just like any good mic, any really high-end microphone, it needs to perform best in a room, in an acoustic environment that best suits it. This is the microphone at 31 dB, no other effects, no EQ, no processing, no low or high cutting. This is essentially how the mic sounds: clean, dry, and raw. And you can instantly hear that it doesn't have that authoritative punch. It's a very mid-heavy mic. No, make no mistake about it. I love the U87Ai. This is a microphone that is kind of like a lifetime investment. Okay, I just turned off all the EQ, all of the processing, and this is the RE20, gained up at 24 dB, again with the Fed head that also does 28 dB. So this is what it sounds like, totally raw and unprocessed. I do not have the low-cut filter engaged here on this microphone, so you're getting a sound and a sample of what this would be like out of the box. These are my clean TLM 103 settings. Now, wow, you're instantly noticing this sounds a lot different. And I will go back and adjust the audio levels so that they are consistent across the board, but this is it, right? I mean, and this does not sound bad. In fact, some people on here I already know are going to comment and say, I like it better without the processing. For me, this does not have enough of the bite, doesn't have enough of the sparkle and the presence. It needs a little bit more. Here's what the SM7B sounds like. Straight into the interface, again, with the Fed head, 28 dB, and another 26 dB of gain from the UAD. But there's no effects, no processing. This is what the microphone sounds like, completely raw. Now, some people might think this is fine. You're also probably really noticing a difference because your ear got accustomed and got trained to how this sounds with all the processing. Let me step it back to about 38 dB, check my levels. Okay, that seems fair and accurate. So this is 38 dB. This is completely dry. There's no processing on this microphone right now. And I also have to say, of all the microphones I own, including the U87Ai, maybe not so much the TLM 103. I would say this and the TLM 103 are the best microphones if you're not going to have any EQ in a signal chain. If you're just going to plug in microphones straight to a recorder, I would do it with the 416 and I would do it with the TLM 103.